All right. So I'm going to first show you how to use Thru-Talk to contact Ohio voters around vote-by-mail applications. So Thru-Talk, like I said, is a phone banking tool that you use your computer to call people who are Ohio voters. The way that you access Thru-Talk is that I'm going to provide you all a link, and you click that link, and it's going to take you to the Thru-Talk login page. So the Thru-Talk login page is going to look something like this. When you arrive at the Thru-Talk login page, you don't need a unique login account. You just enter your name, your email, and your phone number. The way the Thru-Talk system works is that every time you log in, they give you a unique login credential. So you don't need to save a credential. You don't need to make a password. You just put your name, email, phone number, and then click Get Your Login. So after you do that, you just move right on in. So let me talk a little bit about browsers. So the Thru-Talk platform works best on two browsers, Chrome, which is here, and then Firefox. So if you have a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser, you want to make sure that you put your Thru-Talk link in one of those browsers for the system to work. It is a little bit iffy on Brave and in Edge, and it is not compatible at all with Safari. So you don't want to use that browser at all. So let's talk a little bit about setup. My partner is really loud, so hopefully you don't hear it. So let's talk about setup. Once you're ready to use Thru-Talk for phone banking, the first thing that you want to do is get your computer and headset ready to go. So setup requires just a computer and a headset, which means right now I'm doing this training on my laptop computer. This guy over here in this far right-hand corner, he has a headset. So when you're doing Thru-Talk, you want to have a computer and a headset so that the voter can hear you as you're talking to them. The other option is a computer, headset, and a microphone. So this guy also has that. He has a computer that we can't see, headset, and then this microphone. You all don't need that. You can, if you have that sort of setup, that'd be great. Kristen also has that setup. So if you have something like that, that would be really great to use as well. The other way is computer, internal mic, and speaker. So you want to avoid doing this sort of setup. So a computer and an internal mic and speaker is what I'm doing right now. I have my laptop. I'm doing this training through my internal mic and speaker. When you're doing Thru-Talk, you do not want to do this. And the reason why is because internet can become unstable, and our internal mics aren't always really good at picking up our voice and like translating it through a phone or a landline. Other ways you can do it is computer and your landline. So using your computer and then using your landline to call, or your computer and your cell phone, or your computer and your cell phone Bluetooth. So I'm going to demonstrate tonight how to do it through your computer and your cell phone, which you just dial in. And when you dial in, you're just dialing into the system. The system's going to auto-generate a number. So they never are going to see your phone number or call you back. None of that's going to happen. You're just dialing into the system, and then the system is going to automate the phone numbers. Okay, cool. So I am going to show us a couple more steps about how we get set up. Then I'm going to talk about the script, and then I'm going to make the first phone call so you all can see how it works. Okay, so like I said, we start with the login. You put your name, email, and phone number, and then you click Get Logged In, and then you'll be brought to this screen. The live box agent, if that's how you say it, sign in. And then it's going to give you a login ID and a password. All you have to do is copy that login ID and password and paste it here, and the agent sign in, and then click Next. So when I log in, you'll see how this works, but it's super simple. Just copy and paste. There's no need to save that login ID or phone or password. They're going to auto-generate it every single time. So after you sign in, then you're going to be brought to this screen where you have to pick your service. But let's talk a little bit about calling using your computer. So when you're brought to this screen, after you click sign in, you're going to click your service. The service will say something like OSA, vote by mail. It'll say something like that. OSA, vote by mail, Ohio Student Association, vote by mail, or something like that. Then you're going to see this little blue box here that says call using computer. So remember what I said. You do not want to call using your internal computer mic unless you have a headset like Kristen here. So if you have a headset like that that's plugged into your computer, you can keep that checked. But if you're going to call using your landline or your phone, you want to unclick this button, and then it will set you up for that. So
also, if you're attending one of our parties, like a text party or a banking party, you'll also want to use your cell phone because you're going to have Zoom up on your computer. So it's best to use your cell phone.
Right. I just prefer using the cell phone in general. It's just much better. It's super simple. Literally, once you call in, you just stay on the phone. You don't have to touch anything. You have to press any buttons. You just listen to calls. And when you're done, you just hang up. It's super easy. So yeah, but if you have to use your computer, some things you should, think about is like, if you're going to use your computer, you should use computer because you're in a bad cell phone, range, you have bad service in your house. That might be a reason why you might want to use your computer. If your headsets aren't working, you might want to use your computer. But if you have bad internet or your headsets are not working, you don't want to use your computer. So once you unclick that checkbox and you click next, when you're trying to dial in through your phone, your cell phone or your landline, it's going to bring up a dial-in screen. And all you have to do is click to type in this phone number and then enter the PIN, and then you're going to be connected to Thru-Talk. One thing to note is that as soon as you get logged into Thru-Talk, this is the last step. You need to be ready to go because the system is going to start immediately making phone calls. So like if you need to go to the restroom, you need a glass of water, if you need your notes, your scripts, whatever, you need a pen and paper to be able to take down questions, have all that prepared because as soon as you start, it's going to start. And you'll see that when I do the demonstration. So no fear, just make sure you're ready because you're not going to be able to pause the calls. They're going to just keep going. Okay, so first thing is first. Okay, I'll show this. So once you log in, once you're dialed in, you're going to be brought to this screen. There's a lot going on this screen, but it's super simple. I'm going to walk through the different pieces of the screen, and then I'm going to demonstrate it when I'm actually making my first call. So when you're brought to this screen, this top part here, you'll see a little timer, and there'll be another timer that shows up that tells you how much time has passed. You're going to wait until a call is patched through. When a call is patched through, you're going to hear a beep. When you hear that beep, like it says here, you want to start speaking right away. The reason why you want to start speaking right away is because the service we use, that Thru-Talk uses to connect your phone to that caller, has a delay. And so there's probably been anywhere between 3 to 5, 6 seconds between the moment that you've been patched through and that caller receiving your call. So they've been sitting on like, hello, hello, hello. And so if you hesitate at all when that beep happens, they may hang up thinking there's no one on the phone. So as soon as you hear the beep, you want to start speaking immediately so that they know that you're there. And I'm going to show you how to do it, so no worries. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and I'm going to walk through the actual script, and then I'm going to do a demonstration, and then I'm going to show you how some of these other functions work. Any questions so far?
Yeah, how do you know, like it says, may I speak to Sam? How do you know you're calling Sam?
It's going to, the script, I'm about to show you the script. It's going to show you the name of the person when the caller connects. So it's gonna say, hello, may I speak with? It's gonna be a blank spot, and then name's gonna fill in when the caller connects.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows up on your computer screen, but your phone calls are going through your phone.
Yep, shows up on your computer screen. Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so that you can get a look at the script. Okay, so remember I said, once you log in, you're ready to go. The script will always be on the screen when there's a caller. It only pops up when, actually, excuse me, that's not true. The script only pops up when there's a caller connected. So I'm gonna walk through the script now so you can see it, because sometimes I've learned people, like, they don't know the script. And so then they're like trying to read through the script and understand and process the script as they're talking to the voter. So I'm gonna walk through it with you first so you can see it. So I think it was Jane, you were asking, how do you know who you're speaking with?
Yeah.
When the calls patch through, you see here it says, hello, may I speak with blank? That blank will be someone's name. And so based on what they say, you'll either be talking to the correct person, not home, wrong number, disconnect, moved, refuse, or deceased. So let's say that person was deceased, which a lot of people are sometimes when we call our numbers. You click that and you thank them for your time, like, okay, thank you for the rest of the day. Thank you for, your time. Or you can just engage in a conversation around voting, which I usually do still if it's not awkward. Other ones, refused, moved, disconnect, wrong number, not home. You can click any of these. But if you're talking to the right person, or if you're talking to someone who is a voter who wants to talk to you, you click talking to the correct person. And then it puts you into the script, which is, hi, my name is Prentiss, and I'm with the Ohio Voting Rights Coalition. Or whatever you want to say, the UU Justice Team, or I'm with my church, or whoever you want to name yourself as being. We're talking to voters about requesting mail-in ballots for the election this fall. A vote-by-mail application will, with return paid postage, is on its way to your address. Are you planning to return the application to vote by mail in this upcoming election? And then they'll say something like, oh yeah, I didn't know that, thank you, I will return that. Or, you know what, I had already thought about this and I've already requested my application and I turned it in already. Or like, you know what, thank you for letting me know, but I'm not really sure about vote by mail. I've never done that before, so I'm still thinking about it. Or they'll be like, no, I'm actually gonna vote in person. Or they're gonna say like, oh, I'm not voting. So each of these responses have like additional prompts that you can talk through, but you can also freestyle. So the first one is, great. So let's say they said that they've already requested their application. You can say, great, thank you so much for being a voter. Can we count on you to talk to 3 of your friends and family about voting by mail? And they'll be like, sure, yeah, great, I'll do that. Or they'll say, yes, I'll return, and you'll thank them again, and you'll ask them to talk to their friends and family about voting. But if they're like, you know what, I'm not sure about vote by mail, I don't really know if I trust that system, then you want to have a conversation about how voting by mail is one of the safest and most convenient ways to vote. The application is returned, it has a return postage paid, so that all you need to do is fill it out and drop it in your mailbox. And then it'll go straight to the Secretary of State's office. So like, you just want to reassure people. And most of it is that, actually it's 2 things. One, most people have never done this, so they don't even know the process, which is like makes sense for why someone may be unsure. And then the second thing is that there's been a lot of misinformation about vote by mail. There's been a lot of, there's been certain people trying to make vote by mail seem like it's something that's going to hurt our democracy or that's going to create fraud, and we know that's not true. So we should just be very patient with people who don't know that vote by mail is safe and is a secure way to get their vote cast. So we want to make sure we really support people in understanding what actually choosing to vote by mail will do. Any questions so far?
So I was talking to somebody today about it who got their application, and they said that they're filling out their application and but they're not sending it in. They want to go drop it off because they don't trust the post office. So I was just like, oh, that's a great idea. Do you know where to drop it off? And she said, the Board of Elections. And okay, good.
Yeah, that's a good alternative.
But I couldn't believe that she didn't trust the post office rather than because of all the misinformation that's been out there so far.
Yeah.
To be honest, the post office is running really slow these days. They are telling us, even for our absentee ballots, to give it 2 weeks to return to get through the mail, to get in to the Board of Elections. So that's why we're doing this so early. We're like, you need to get your request in now. So it's not a bad idea to walk it in if you absolutely can. But mail is actually running slow. That's actually a thing.
I knew that, but it just seemed like, well, you have a long time to get it in. When is the deadline to get your application in? October 3rd, was it?
October 5th, I believe.
October 5th?
But at the same time, the earlier you get it in, the sooner you are likely to get your ballot. So
Yeah.
you're in line, and the sooner you get in line, the better.
Okay.
Application deadline is actually even later. It's this right now. It's the Saturday before the election, so it would be November 1st. But that would, they're trying to move it back a little bit, and I'm not sure whether they'll succeed or not. But regardless of how, regardless of when the actual deadline is, it's really useful to get it in as soon as possible because the elections officials, the boards of elections are going to be really overwhelmed with all the applications that come in at the end. And actually, it is a great idea to track your ballot and to let folks know that they can track their ballot. So any extra time you have is great because then you'll have time to go and make sure that the county received it and double check all of that, it's awesome. And however folks want to deliver it is great. And just the sooner the better.
And Mia, have we got any word if there are more drop boxes or drop sites?
There are not at the moment. Right now there's just one per county. And the Secretary of State asked for clarification from the Attorney General 2 weeks ago about that. And there hasn't been any word yet. So we're hopeful that that additional drop boxes will be allowed, but hopeful, but it's also, kind of become a big political battle. So that may not happen. So just anything we can do to get folks to do it early is great.
Mm-hmm.
So if that goes to a question that I had. So if I'm hearing that correctly, that means that I cannot go to my local polling place and drop my absentee ballot there.
No.
Wow.
You
have to go to the Board of Elections of your county.
And you can't even do that on election day. I work the polls, and people will bring in absentee ballots to give us to us, and we're like, no, you got to run it down to the Board of Elections now because we can't take it.
Drop box only.
Yeah. Well, thank you all. These are great questions. So I'm going to actually do the first call just to do a practice. One of the things that I'm going to send as a follow-up email is a actual Word doc script. So in that script, there's links to track your ballot, ohvotes.org, which is the website that we use to send people to verify their registration or download applications or whatever they may need to do. It's like a one-stop shop. All of that's going to be in a document that we're going to send to you at the end of this training as well. Cool. All right, I am going to get us set up for our first call. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So just a reminder, I am using Chrome, which is one of the browsers that work for Thru-Talk. So make sure you use those browsers. But if you go to the wrong browser, Thru-Talk has a automated message that tells you to download or go to a different browser that's supported. So if you forget, it's fine. It'll tell you. So I'm going to log in. Where did I just put my phone? Okay, great. I'm gonna log in here. I'll get my login. All right. So I'm gonna take this here, copy, just copy and paste. Copy the password and paste it here. I'm gonna click next. And then the service is OSA vote by mail chase callers. It's only one service, so you won't pick the wrong one. And I'm gonna unclick the blue box because I'm gonna make the calls from my cell phone. I'm gonna click sign in. And now it's gonna bring me to a screen where I have the dial-in number that I need to dial in to get started. And just a reminder, as soon as I dial in to this number, the phone bank starts. So just remind yourself to be ready to go so that when you start making the phone calls, you're not caught off guard. So I'm gonna start making these phone calls. Let me turn on my sound. Okay, 316-252-2007. 1343070. Oh, I didn't press call.
Please enter your PIN, then pound.
Okay, I'm gonna enter my PIN.
You are now connected.
All right, so I'm now connected. You can see here, this is a timer to show how much time has passed. When a caller is connected, the script will pop up. So just quickly while we're waiting for a call to connect, sometimes it takes a long time to connect to a caller because the way Thru-Talk works is a predictive dialer. The more people who are calling in at the same time, the more calls you'll get, which is why Mia suggested you all come to the phone bank party. Hi, may I speak with Ashley?
You have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry. My actual I'm speaking with, I'm a volunteer with the Ohio Voter Rights Coalition, and I was checking about your vote by mail application.
I don't send any application in.
Yeah, so actually a vote by mail application was mailed to your house, and I was wondering if you received it and if you plan to vote by mail.
No, I do not. I do not vote by mail.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Okay, so that was the first call. They refused. I could have pushed further, but chose not to. I also was talking to the wrong person, which is fine. So I am going to click over here. There's 3 options. Next call, talk to the correct person. Next call, no contact, or next call, remove number, do not call. I'm going to click remove number, do not call because it was the wrong number. And then I click save and I go to the next call. So I'm gonna make one more call. But you see, I mean, also it's faster right now, not because anyone is using it, but because it's just in the evening and the predictive dialer works better in the evening. But you'll get calls in seconds if you have, let's say 10 people or 20 people on at the same time. I'm trying to think of anything else that you all might need to know. Oh.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Prentiss. Excuse me, am I speaking with Ashley?
Oh my God in heaven. Let me tell you something, honey. We don't have an Ashley. I have got 3 police reports on her. We have dealt with this 4 years. We do know, I'm not discriminating you, but we do know she is Black and we are white. I have 3 daughters, 3 granddaughters, and a grandson. We do not have an Ashley. We have a Joanna, a Diana, an Adriana. Our grandson is Tyler. We do not, and I have 3 granddaughters. We do not have an Ashley. She's starting this shit again. We can't find her.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna remove your number. I am so sorry about that.
If you can find out where she's calling from, or where that's coming from, or who she purchased that from, please let me know. Because we did trace her to Kentucky one time, and she eluded us.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
If you, that's all right. You don't have to apologize. But if you know what she purchased.
I have no idea. I'm so sorry.
Oh shoot! All right.
I'm so sorry. You have a
Where's the
good
bill
evening.
all right. Wait a minute. Does it show where the bill's coming from?
No, I'm a volunteer trying to help people vote by mail. So I'm sorry that Ashley is whatever Ashley's done to
You're
your
a
number.
volunteer for. Wait a minute. You're a volunteer doing what?
Yeah, so I'm a volunteer with the Ohio Voting Rights Coalition. So like,
Oh my God! How can she be voting when she's? See how the voting is going to be illegal by mail? All right. Thank you.
okay, bye.
Bye.
Whoa.
Prentiss, you
That
are
was
awesome.
fun.
Man. This is awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang up.
So her vote's going to be illegal.
Oh, you see, it's real. Like this is real. This is what our state of Ohio. This is where we're at. So yeah, there are gonna be some calls like that.
Whoa.
So how did you log out?
I just hung up the phone.
Oh, okay. So you don't hang up between calls?
No, you do not hang up between calls. So if I called this number back in, I would be back connected. I just hung up because I was like, I don't want to be connected to another call.
That was hilarious. That was great. That's going to be one of my examples now every time we do a party.
Well, listen. Oh, well, you could take it right from the recording because I think I was recording the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Flip it down. Oh, that's hilarious.
So it's that easy. But I think the point, even with that last call, is that there are a number of Ohioans who have no idea that vote by mail is, for one, an option, and two, is something that actually is their right and that they can do and it is safe and it's legal. You know, and like we don't know her story or what was going on with her, but we see that she is believing in the narrative. And so this is what we're doing. We are debunking that narrative. I mean, like, no, vote by mail is something that is just a part of our democratic practice. And you can do it too. So
I have a question.
yes.
Is this,
I'm gonna stop the recording.